and it's going to be read to you by John Holland. John is a prize-winning short fiction writer from Stroud in Gloucestershire. He's read, performed in London, Bristol, Bath, Cheltenham, Worcester, Colford, his hometown of Stroud, and Hawkesbury, Upton. Yeah, job done. He is also the organiser of twice yearly live lit event, Stroud Short Stories, the next of which is May the 19th.
2019.
2019. I've forgotten the name of the venue.
The Cotswold Playhouse.
The Cotswold Playhouse in Stroud. Reading the winning story from the Holland competition, Lips. Please welcome John Holland.
Thank you. Perhaps we could have a nice round of applause for a man that does a lot for writers, Mr. Chris Fielden. Thank you. This is called Lips. As they were leaving the college, she asked him if he wanted a coffee. He said he only drank tea and walked on. The following week, she asked him if he wanted a tea. In the cafe, they talked about the pottery traffic. She told him her name was Dorothy. Dorothy, he repeated. He didn't say his name, so she asked. He said it was Ellsworth. After, he returned home to his small room with the skylight and the empty dog basket with the hair-matted maroon rug and the small circular oak table with the vase-shaped stain, and sat in his uncomfortable armchair, picked up his ballpoint pen and opened his book, the one without the lines, and wrote the date, 14th of January 2006, and the word tea. At the pottery class, he made a black iron-glazed stoneware urn, which she admired. She made a blue glazed earthenware plate with yellow and white glazed fried eggs, orange glazed beans, and brown glazed individually cut chips, which he didn't comment on. After the class, Dorothy again invited Ellsworth for a tea, and when the classes ceased, they continued to meet in the cafe each month. He always drank tea. Occasionally, they had a sandwich, even at those prices. After 5 teas in 5 months, they touched cheeks as they parted. His lips briefly on her skin. It felt strange to him. He liked it. He liked her, he thought. He didn't want to do anything sudden. And back in his room, he placed the metal end of a tape measure against the midpoint of his cheek, then extended the tape to his lips, the centre, not the edge of his lips, and then removed it and holding the tape between his thumb and forefinger and examined the numbers and lines on it. 100 millimetres or 10 centimetres. Her cheek and lips must be similar, he thought. Using a black plastic calculator, a piece of A4 paper from his book, the one with the lines, and a short, almost blunt pencil, he began to draw a grid. He calculated that if, when they parted each month, he moved his lips 1 millimetre towards her mouth, he would reach her lips in 8 years and 4 months. He had the time. He looked in the Oxford Pocket Dictionary and wrote the date in his book, the one without the lines and the word incremental. He sighed. 8 years and 4 months. He didn't want to do anything sudden. The next time they met, June 2006, he felt slightly anxious as he had to move his lips 1 millimetre towards hers. Because of his preoccupation with this, he hardly talked at all. Only a few words about pulling handles on jugs. And as they parted, he kissed her cheek, and what he hoped was 1 millimetre closer to her lips. He couldn't be exactly sure. He couldn't really measure it, could he? She didn't seem to notice. And in his room, he wrote the date and the words, plan commenced. In January 2007, 8 months into his plan, his lips, he thought, had moved roughly 8 millimetres towards her lips. He didn't think she had noticed. He barely had. And when they met in a cafe in March 2007, 10 months, 10 millimetres, he talked about the Japanese potter Hamada, and she talked about her husband. He said he didn't know that she had a husband. Didn't you notice my ring, she asked. No, he said. His name is Chip, short for Charles, she said. Like on the plate you made, he said. Yes, she laughed. And in his room, he wrote in the book the date and the word Chip. It made him feel sad and a bit hungry. In May 2007, 1 year 12 millimetres, he asked if, as well as the husband, she had a dog. No, she said. It's just that at home I have a basket, he said. Sorry, she said. In September 2007, 1 year 4 months, 16 millimetres, they talked about transfer printed pottery, and she told him that she dyed her hair. What, is it not really green, he said. No, she said, and called him silly. He'd been called silly before, but for the first time he liked it. Are your eyes really blue, he asked. Oh yes, although they used to be more blue, she said. And when he returned to his room, he wrote the date and the words, best blue. In July 2008, 2 years, 2 months, 26 millimetres, she told him that she had left her husband. Why, he asked. I didn't like him, she said. Me neither, he said. I haven't met him, she said. I'm just supposing, he said. She told him she was now living with her sister. Does she have a dog, he asked. No, she said. In September 2009, 3 years, 4 months, 40 millimetres, they talked about glazes, including Nuka, the Oriental rice-based glaze. She told him that she had met an Egyptian sculptor. He has dreadlocks, she said. Dreadlocks, very secure, he said. In December 2009, 3 years, 7 months, 43 millimetres, she told him that the Egyptian sculptor made his work from human feces and blood. Human feces and blood, he repeated. And when they parted, he checked her cheek before kissing it. And in his room, he wrote the date and the words, shit sculptor. In May 2010, 4 years, 48 millimetres, she told him she had moved in with the Egyptian sculptor. He blinked and said nothing. Later, he said he had a headache, he stood and left without kissing her cheek. In his room, he regretted doing that. In December 2010, 4 years, 7 months, 55 millimetres, they talked about kick wheels, and she said she was pregnant. With the baby, he asked. Yes, she said. And when he returned to his room, he wrote the date and the word baby in bigger letters than usual. In June 2010, back home in his room, he reviewed his plan. Over 5 years had elapsed. He believed he had moved his lips slightly more than 60 millimetres or 6 centimetres. He thought he was on target. He didn't want to do anything sudden. In August 2011, about the time Dorothy was giving birth, a woman in the laundrette asked Ellsworth if he'd like a coffee. Tea, he said, and felt proud of his assertiveness. In the cafe, he asked her name. Ernestine, she said. Ernestine, he repeated, and he told her her name. Before chatting to her about clay, throwing, glazes and kilns, she seemed interested. And as they parted, he moved to kiss her cheek. Instead, she kissed his lips. And when he returned to his room, he wrote the date and the words, spin cycle. The next month, September 2011, he met Ernestine again. At her suggestion, he tried a cappuccino. He didn't like it. He brought with him a copy of Ceramic Review magazine, which he lent her. He asked her if she ever threw pots. When you went out cross, she said. He didn't get it. He asked her if she was married. No, she said. Whether she dyed her hair. No, she said. Whether she knew anyone who made sculpture from human feces and blood. No, she said. What's with all the questions? And as they parted, she kissed him again on the lips and asked if he wanted to see her room. Do you have a dog? He asked. No, she said. And when he returned to his own room, he wrote the date and the word no. He regretted lending her the Ceramic Review. In January 2012, 5 years, 8 months and 68 millimetres, he met Dorothy again, and this time she brought the baby. It was a boy, He asked his name. Donald, she said. Donald, he repeated. He asked if that was an Egyptian name. Not really, she said. When they parted, he wasn't sure whether to kiss the baby on the cheek too. He didn't. He did move his lips 7 millimeters nearer her lips to compensate for the period when he hadn't seen her. He hoped this was not too sudden and that she would not notice. As far as he knew, she didn't. But he thought Donald might have. In July 2012, 6 years, 2 months, 74 millimeters, Donald was with her again and cried and seemed unhappy. She said she had to go and change him. And when she came back, he was surprised. It's the same baby, he said. He's just pooed, she said. He asked if the baby's poo would be used for sculpture. She said it wouldn't. In February 2013, 6 years, 9 months, 81 millimeters, she stopped bringing Donald with her. Her mother was looking after her, then she said. They talked about Japanese Anagama kilns, and she told him she'd left the Egyptian sculptor. To come for a coffee, he asked. No, forever, he said. That's a long time, he said. Are you pleased, she asked. Yes, he said. And she looked at him. He looked at her. He didn't want to do anything sudden. And when he returned to his room, he wrote the date and the word forever. In December 2013, 7 years, 7 months, 91 millimeters, he talked to her about the best time to buy a new dog. How long since your dog died, she asked. He paused. His eyes moved upwards and to the right as he thought. I've never owned a dog, he said. Now might be a good time then, she said. And when he returned to his room, he wrote the date, in a rather shaky hand, the word now. In August 2014, 8 years, 3 months, 99 millimeters, he knew he was 1 millimeter from his target, from her lips, from kissing her. They talked about the poorest qualities of unglazed earthenware. And when he returned to his room, he wrote the date and the words, Rome wasn't built in 8 years and 4 months. In September 2014, 8 years, 4 months, 100 millimeters, he knew he had reached his target. He felt anxious. He talked about salt glazing and its impact on the environment. But he knew what he was asking himself to do. He tried to summon all the courage he had taken to hatch his plan. The courage he needed to try that cappuccino. The courage he'd shown by not going to Ernestine's room. The courage that had made him wait so long, so very long, for this woman. And when they were about to part, he pressed his lips gently on hers. That was sudden, she said. And when he returned to his small room with the skylight and the empty dog basket and the hair-matted maroon rug and the small circular oak table with the vase-shaped stain, he sat in his uncomfortable wooden armchair and picked up his pen and opened his book, zoomed out the lines and wrote the date and the word lips. And then she wrote the word lips too.
Can we have a final round of applause for all the readers here this evening? Okay, so before we finish, there's one last thing we have to do. Award the badges for the best finish the lines. You're going to do it then?
Yeah, because I understand that. I think there's just one winner, so one badge. So, you know, no pressure or anything. This is the badge, not the badge. Way better than a Blue Peter badge. Okay, so I'm going to read the runners up, I guess, first. Santa went all the way to Hull on his motorbike, but forgot his way because his maps were on fire and were unreadable. You can clap or cheer or something. You don't have to, you know. So Santa went all the way to Hull on his motorbike, but forgot his children because all of them were on fire and crisping up quite nicely. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 chicken wings, 4 falling birds, 3 French men, 2 teenage turtles, I knew I was going to mess this up, 2 teenage turtles and a cartridge in a bear's wee. Did I get that right? On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 onion rings, 4 calling cards, 3 French men, 2 leather gloves and a fart in a pear tree. Overlapping themes in that one. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 presents, 4 presents, 3 presents, 2 presents and a present in a piece of wrapping paper. Very practical. And the winner, you get a badge, The mention, you get a badge. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 Bloody Marys, 4 vodka tonics, 3 whiskey chasers, 2 pints of ale, and an AA meeting in a civic centre. If the winner is still here, then come and find me afterwards. All right, do you want to?
Yeah.
My shot.
That's it. Thanks for coming along.